Thanks for coming, Teresa. It's nice having you. I am very happy to have my friend. She is amazing. Her energy, you are so positive.
Oh, thank you. I think you're just a delight too. And so gifted. Yes.
Thank you, Teresa, my guest.
Welcome.
Welcome,
everybody. Glad you're here.
I want to know everything about you. Your art. When did you decide to be an artist? How that happened? Everything.
Oh, great. Yes. Well, I come from a family of artists and musicians, so we're all kind of creative types. So I grew up in that environment. My father's a sculptor and an artist, and he's been a pilot. He's kind of a Renaissance man, actually. So I just had my love of art from him, and even as a little girl, I was painting with him and taking lessons early on, and so it's just been part of my life. It's all I know.
Do you remember that moment when you decide, hey, art is going to be my full-time job? I'm an artist.
Well, I think it was during high school, I started working for a lady that was in the business of murals and faux finishing, and so I'm still in that business today. She was like a mentor and kind of got me into that industry, which then evolved fine art from that, and I learned a lot from her. Natalie Rotet was her name. She's now passed on, but great inspiration for me in that way. I just knew, I think I could see, and my father could see that was my gift. And I frankly didn't want to do other jobs. I'd had other jobs and I don't think I was suited to them. So I thought, okay, I want to be an artist in some way. But things were changing at the time. I even did a little bit of computer stuff for a while, and I kept going back to painting. So that's kind of it's all evolved, and I even was working for a DBA magazine at one time as an art director. That was a long time ago. But I think it wasn't my thing. I knew I wanted to be back with my hands dirty.
What I learned from my teacher, she was saying, if you like the process, if you like feeling of painting, art material, this is you. You are the artist.
Yes, absolutely.
What is your routine? What is your daily basis art career routine?
Oh, that's very busy. I run a business doing murals, faux finishing, and fine art. We do everything from furniture to custom design art for houses, restaurants, hotels, you name it. I've had my company for 30 years now, Murals and Faux by Design.
Okay.
And then in conjunction with that, a lot of times my clients that I've had, new and old clients, will want me to design a custom piece for them, or so I kind of get a lot of commissions to keep me really busy, in addition to more the construction end of what I do with my loyal clients. So I'm so grateful for them.
Do you remember your first project of painting you actually sold? And who was it? What was it? When was it?
I'm trying to think. I'm even thinking back, like when I knew that I liked portraits, because I had an amazing art teacher in high school, and she was just incredible. So a lot of people thought she worked them way too hard, and she made a sketch all the time in addition to a crazy homework load. But I'm so grateful to her. Miss Ross was her name. And we were always sketching, and it made me really practice. And that's kind of when I knew that I wanted to do portraits and stuff like that from those projects. And then I got into just small things, when I was younger, like getting a commission from a neighbor or a friend, and they'd say, hey, would you do a portrait of my family member or my animal? I love painting animals too. And then it just kind of evolved, and then I started working for a lady at 16 years old. I was still in high school, and I had a professional artist job while finishing school.
Wow. So by the end you graduated, you already had the whole career built
I got
up.
a lot of experience. And then I went to college at
Fascinating.
the Art Institute.
That's fascinating. Where are you getting your inspirations?
I see art in everything. I guess I'm very detail oriented, and maybe a little bit OCD, which a lot of us are, I guess. Just noticing things, observing things, whether it be faces, features, and well, they say the eyes. I love painting the eyes, the window to the soul, right? But then, landscapes. I've had to study that, the shading of how a tree looks, or all these different things that we see as artists. And you don't even have to be an artist to see those things. There's people that are just naturally observant. I find inspiration in everything, just everyday life, really.
What media do you like to work with? Or maybe which one you lean toward?
Well, I'm a multidisciplinary artist, so I've worked in all kinds of, gosh, a lot of my career has been in faux finishing, like Venetian plasters, and I love texture, so I integrate that sometimes with my fine art. I have a garage full of products, so I've used that in the paintings too. But I started in oils. I love the richness of oils, and I love a lot of the old masters influence from Europe, and just studied that in art history. But then I guess I got into projects where it was more commercial, and so I switched to primarily acrylic because it's faster, it's colorful, it's durable. So I do love oil a lot too. I kind of want to go back to that, but acrylic is what I'm doing at the moment.
I started with acrylic, then I picked my major in oil because I love blending.
It's just so rich, though. It's just a different. It's what the old masters did, and that I really influenced by.
Who was your one of, or maybe a couple of your influencers?
That's a good question. I sort of am attracted to fantasy. I always have, even when I was a kid. Like I like Dali and Marc Chagall, and I just loved a lot of those really unusual surrealists in particular. I do tend to paint more powerful women, and then a lot of, and then I love painting abstracts because that's more of a release for me. It's not as intense as portraiture and stuff like that. So abstract is like a just total freedom for me. I love it. But those artists I've just always admired so much. And then, of course, the Renaissance painters, like Rembrandt and Botticelli. Always loved his work. I liked how he did the outlining, but it still looked old world, but he was almost ahead of his time. Like Venus in the Shell, and like it's just very, very different. To this day, I think it's still very strong.
A lot of artists are actually ahead of their times. It's like a lot of artists, we feel the energy and maybe feel what's in the past, current, and future, and we have that. Do you have that? Like I have goosebumps.
Yeah, I do feel that. Like when I saw another artist that I'm fascinated with was when I went to Spain a long time ago. I got to see Gaudi, his work, and he was an architecture jack of all trades, really. He was a Renaissance man. But I couldn't believe how talented he was, but also how ahead of his time. Like I saw Sagrada Familia, the cathedral there in Barcelona, and it was absolutely amazing. It looked like something out of the future. And I couldn't believe he did it all those years ago, but it looked like it was from a futuristic movie or something.
Greatest of all, Van Gogh.
Oh,
Ahead of everybody.
oh, absolutely.
Even to these days, he
I
is
love
still
Van Gogh.
ahead.
He's another favorite. I can't believe I didn't. I love Van Gogh too. I love the story about his life. It was a sad story. A lot of artists have a lot of tragic things that happened, but he had problems, mental disorders, and everything. But what a brilliant man.
Do you remember, maybe, did you have a painting and you didn't want to sell it? Or maybe you didn't sell it yet or never will?
I've had paintings over the years that I loved. I'm able to kind of give them, but it is like giving birth or something, I've kind of, maybe when I was much younger in the art game, I was probably more, oh, I don't want to see it go. But I think I've got to be more where I enjoy if they love it, then I'm happy. That gives me great joy.
Do you believe that artists are giving a piece of soul when they sell their art?
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. We put as artists, we put our heart into it. Yeah, we put a bit of ourselves. That's for sure.
Yeah. Can the art be healed?
Absolutely, absolutely. Art can heal. I know there's, I have good friends that are art therapists too. I know it can heal in that regard through people through trauma or mental illness or different things like that. From personal experience, definitely it's healed me. When I've been in some terrible things that just ups and downs of life. It's helped me. It's my sanctuary. I feel like that's been my gift, and that's what gets me through, along with of course your people that love you. But
Yes.
um, it's a healing thing for sure. It can get you through anything. Utilizing your talent.
Did you ever have funny story you can share?
Oh gosh, I've had definitely some interesting projects over there. I'm trying to think. Oh gosh, some clients. I love all my clients, so I don't want to say anything too much. I did have a client that it was funny. Sometimes I have a joke that you feel like sometimes you're a plastic surgeon, especially if you do portraits or body painting. I've had clients that are like, oh, just, can you make me younger, make me prettier, make my hair longer, thinner, all these things, And so I'm like, yeah, sure, sure, sure. What, I'll take care of all that, because I love to paint beauty. And so I always try to make people look their best. I know I'd want the same. So I've had a client that, I said, okay, I'll be your plastic surgeon. I'll definitely, I can do that too, but
That's a good one.
with paint, a plastic surgeon with paint.
Do you like to paint portraits in which media?
It depends on what the client asks for too, but
Mhm.
I really do. For some reason, I am kind of wanting to go back to oil now that we're talking about it. I would say it's still oftentimes I go to acrylic.
Mhm.
But I'm really wanting to. The thing about with what we do
Mhm.
is you're always growing and experimenting, and that's what
Yes.
makes you. That's part of the excitement and my thirst for knowledge for
Mhm.
being an artist. And so I'm always experimenting, and I've done a lot of mixed media, digital media. Want to kind of get into sculpture. I've even been in recently talking to you. I want to integrate more of the relief
Yes.
sculpture with the painting. So it's never endless what you can do with art.
I feel like we can come to the place and find the media, just give us something to glue.
Oh yes, because I did that as a kid. I would dig in the dirt and
Mhm.
make clay. Like I would take the clay and sculpt it into a little Garfield at the time was really popular. Now we're taking me back here, but I would sculpt little creatures and things like that, and that's just kind of in your DNA, I
Yes.
guess. But I love texture, like you. Like my abstract I have up here. I love modeling paste. I love the way that looks.
Mhm.
And the leafing products, gold leaf, variegated leaf,
Mhm.
silver leaf. They really make an abstract come alive, I think. Uh, but I love color. I think this whole now I'm at Rozi Turnbull Gallery. I'm so excited to be here with some amazing friends and talented artists. I think because of the summer and the heat here in Texas, I've been painting a lot of warm colors. I think maybe that'll change in the winter. It goes with my mood, so I might start
Oh.
painting more wintry scenes.
Mhm.
It's a lot of it's to do with how you feel at the time.
When you have a commission work, do you like when the client will say, hey, we want this in particular color or paint this kind of media, or they would give you full freedom?
That's a great question, Diana. So with commissions, a lot of artists we deal with this. Some clients are more like, hey, we leave it up to you, whatever you think. It depends on the person, right?
Mhm.
And that's fine. That you can be totally free. And then some clients, they have an image in their mind, and sometimes you might have to. It takes a little bit to get there, and they do oftentimes have colors in mind or a certain style or something like that. And it's commission work, so I'm happy to be doing it. That's how I make a living. So you have to, just like any other business, you have to be learn the business angle of stuff, and be accommodating. It's customer service, and you're in a different mindset than if you're just creating personal work, because that's a whole nother. Now this is more things that I've been in the mood to paint, like colorful women, and my latest zodiac series. Everybody loves to talk about their zodiac sign.
Yes, yes.
So I've been trying that, and I have some new surprises here in the gallery coming up with that. On that note, but yeah, commission work, to answer your question. Yeah, I sometimes you got to do what the client wants, and that's okay.
Okay. Any upcoming projects?
Let's see. I have been recently one of the artists in the second volume of the 50 Artists of Houston.
Yes.
With
Show you.
Tafton, run by Taft and Dana McWhorter. And that is so exciting for me. We have two of our artists actually that are here in the gallery here, Rozi's gallery, that are in the book as well. So that is probably one of the most exciting times of my life, really.
And I'm gonna take photo and video, some
Oh,
pages.
great. Yeah, I'm
Yes,
really, really
that's
happy
beautiful.
to be featured in there, and that just means a lot, all these years of hard work,
Stunning. The book is stunning. The quality is absolutely amazing. And it's just so pretty.
They did such an amazing job.
So many talented people.
Oh gosh, just in Houston alone, it's just phenomenal, the talent we have here in the city. So we're gonna have a book signing and some big events coming up, and like starting October 3rd, and that's happening, and we kind of feel like little celebrities here. It's so good. It's so good.
That's a great feeling. If we're talking about the artist, who would you collaborate with currently?
I've actually collaborated with some of the artists in the book. So I've done projects with Crystal. I want to do one with Angela. I've done a collaboration with my dear friend Robin Calzada now. And she is an amazing artist. She has like a very similar Picasso style. So we did a collaboration together last year, and it's sold too.
Wow, great.
Well, Salinas is a good friend of mine. So it's fun to collaborate with other artists, and I'd love to collaborate with more artists actually, because you have two great creative minds, or three. I mean, some people even have multiple artists. Hardy and Nance actually puts on a show where you can have different artists, as many 2 to 3 or whatever, that you're collaborating and creating a piece together. So I love the collaboration idea. And then fame, that would be a dream. Like if Dolly was still alive, or Chagall, I'd love them. Maybe with AI, no.
I would love to see it. Be in the loop. Thanks for coming. I would like to thank Rozi Turnbull and her beautiful gallery, and she let us take the small art talk.
Yes, right here, right here in this beautiful place. Thank you, Diana. So here is the page of my book. This is my bio here. This was a live painting event I did at the Children's Assessment Center a few years back. Those paintings auction and sell, and they raise money for the kids. These are different portraiture, some things I've done that have since sold. These are different murals I've done. This one is at the Arabella condo up in a high rise, and I had integrated my murals with mosaic pieces. This mural is in Richmond at Extreme Guns and Ammo in Richmond, Texas. It's on a huge wall of this shop. Good for Texas. We had to do the Longhorns and the flags and all that. This one was for a client in a man cave to look a bit like the feel of the Rat Pack back in the day with Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis, Dean Martin. And then my client, we did a likeness to her, and I kind of had it in a Marilyn Monroe feel. And so this was in the man cave for her husband, and he had a bourbon room and very fun, every man's dream. This was some portraiture I had done of like a Marie Antoinette character that won an award in a competition in Italy, the biannual museum in Italy. This was some of my fun surrealist pet portraiture. This was just some fun pieces I did, like a film noir feel. This was a commission for a client. This was his helicopter. I had to integrate that in a piece of abstract art. That's in his conference room and hangar as well. It's kind of their office and an airplane hangar. Great clients of mine, personal friends. This is some more of me teaching. I'm teaching a class here at Artifex Gallery for some pet portraits, more murals for different shops. All right.